Hey y'all, welcome to another Pungo Prairie cameo. Now the reason I call them cameos is I thought it would be fun if Tali Girl and I could stay more connected with all y'all, our viewers, throughout the year when we're not in our mountain camp, and invite y'all to drop by every now and then to see what's going on in our daily routines here on the Pungo Prairie. Not like we have really a routine, because we have so many different projects going on around here. We're all over the board. But when I got home in January, I decided it'd be a good time to get back on a project that I had begun about, I don't know, 4 years ago. Back in 2015, when Joy moved into the little house, I moved out and went to live in the Pungo Prairie Saloon, which I had under renovation. Actually, it's the old house that was on the property when I first came here 20 years ago. But I've been staying there, and I didn't really have a bedroom. I had a bed, of course, but not really a bedroom. But there was a room that I intended to be a bedroom. And when Christina came from Indiana to stay for a while on the Pungo Prairie 16 years ago, I did somewhat of a makeover on this room then. The walls were covered in this really ugly brown paneling and actually had vines growing up in from the outside. Now I had to do something that I could get done in just a couple of days. So I ripped down all the old brown paneling and replaced it with 3HT111, which Christina stained an eggshell white. And we managed to turn the room into something she would be comfortable with. But I knew it wasn't what I wanted in the long run. So this video here, I had intended to be a series of videos, and you know, because there's a lot going on, and what we did in the process of this bedroom makeover. But when I was putting the video together a couple of days ago, I made a very disappointing discovery, and I'm gonna tell you about that later on in the video. But for now, if you'd like to join us and see how it all turned out, this Pungo Prairie Saloon bedroom makeover, come on in. Now for the last 4 years, I pretty much kept this door here to this room shut, because there was nothing in there but a bunch of junk, except for every once in a while I had to go in there and get the vacuum cleaner. I'd kind of open it and toss in some dirty laundry till I was ready to do it. But let's go in here now, and I'm going to show you kind of what we got planned. Now, I spent the last 2 days cleaning all the junk out of here, and I didn't want to video that because, to tell you the truth, it looked so bad, I was too embarrassed to. Now, I had already done this wall right here, paneled it, because I had to frame in the closet that's going to be right behind that plastic when I redid the bathroom years ago. And it was just a little teeny closet in this room that originally only was about this wide with a door on it. And then this area over here is where the bathtub, behind this plastic, is where the bathtub set in from the bathroom that was on the other side. But as you can see, I've got a lot of stuff here behind this plastic in this closet. And it's going to get mighty dusty in here. And since I'm not ready to build the doors yet to put on that closet, which is going to kind of be like a sliding barn type door look on a rail, if you know what I mean, I had to put that plastic up to keep the dust out of all that stuff that's behind it. Right here is the opening into that 5-foot extension area. What I did was I cut a hole in actually the exterior wall of the house. I headered it off and then opened it up so I could extend the size of this room. Now the general idea here is to take this ceiling out. There's sheetrock behind these acoustic tiles up here, but all that's got to come down, and then we're going to tear the joists out, the ceiling joists that run from that wall over to this wall here, because we're going to open that up and give us a bit of a cathedral kind of look in here, and that'll help to make this little room, this little 12 by 12 room, it's actually 12 by about 11 and a half, this section right here. It'll really give you a perception or illusion of the room being much bigger and more open. Now I'm going to keep this original floor, hardwood floor that's in here, I'm just going to sand it and refinish it. But over here where I extended it out, you can see the original diagonal plank subfloor that was here when the house was first built. But when I did the addition, kicked it out those 5 feet, I used treated plywood. Up here I've already got the rafter set for the roof, the purlins, the tin that's already on. And I had put in a pretty nice size sliding window there that'll give me a good ventilation and a good view to the outside. And a door right here that opens out onto the back porch. Hi, Tali Girl. Now, I've always liked to build doors in my bedrooms. Every house I've ever built, I've tried to incorporate that if I could, because I think it's important in case of a fire, you don't have to go all through the house to get out. You can jump out of bed and run out the door. Right here is some of the foam that I'm going to be putting up between those rafters to give me insulation for that ceiling. Okay, it's time to get demoing all this stuff out of here. I cannot tell y'all how absolutely thrilled I am to have that sheetrock all torn down, those furnace strips and that acoustic tile from that ceiling. Opened up into the attic of the main house now. I wired those lights a few years back when I was remodeling other parts of the house. Now we're going to start pulling out these ceiling joists. Alright, all the ceiling joists are out. All the nails are pulled. Vacuumed everything up good. And now we're gonna make a plan for laying out our raised cathedral ceiling, framing, structure, joists, rafters, whatever we want to call them. I've got an upright support there and one there. I'm gonna set the ridge beam now right here for the roof rafters and the cathedral ceiling. I got the crown up on this 2x8. Stuff like this always goes easier to have an extra set of paws, but unfortunately Tali Girl's paws won't quite wrap around this 2x8. Alright, got one more ladder road here. Got a clamp on it here to keep it from rolling off of there. I want it too tight because I still have to pivot it, raise up that other end. Hope it stays there. Let's see if I can drive it down a little bit. We'll check it here. Make sure it's nice and level. Well, I got the ridge beam locked in place with those triple 2x4s. Got our pattern rafter here. I'm just gonna mark that in, mark the bottom end. Then we've got this little bird's mouth cut out so that can sit on our ledger strip. I made our rafter pattern, and with that I've cut out a couple of rafters, and now we begin to see the profile take shape for our cathedral ceiling. Now you might be wondering why I didn't just use the main roof rafters and tie into them from this side. Well, the rafters are 2x6, and that would not give me enough space, especially airspace above, clearance above the R30, R36 insulation batch that we're going to run in this ceiling. Now I've already got a 2x6 header fastened here between these studs, and I've got our ledger fastened to that header. And I've got it marked so I can set these rafters on 24-inch centers. And seat the other end where I've already got it marked on my ridge beam. And right here, I've opted to use screws instead of nails. Catch the top plate of our original wall up here, and put one more right into our 2x6 header. Now before I fasten the upper end of the rafter to the ridge beam, now I'm just going to anchor it with a screw. Okay, so right here is where my whole grand plan to have a mini series of videos of this project came to a screeching halt. Because, like I said, when I was getting ready to do the editing to put this video together a few days ago, I made a very disappointing discovery. You see, most of the build out for this project, I'm talking about the wiring, the insulation, installing the wood paneling, the wood ceiling, the new bedroom window above the bed, all the refinishing of the old floor, the painting, the staining, the trim, all of it was captured and recorded on this little SD card right here, which somehow along the way has gotten damaged. And these little contact points back here were corroded. Now I don't know if something got spilled on it or what, but apparently all of that footage that I painstakingly recorded on this little SD card seems to be entombed and unretrievable forever right here on this little chip. Now at first I thought this is devastating, but no, Dixon, it's not devastating, it's disappointing. Devastation is what's going on half a world away, where folks are being bombed out of their homes. At least I still got mine in my bedroom, and this project, the completion of this project, that I can share with all y'all how it turned out. So we're gonna pick up where all this they got trapped in here left off, to where I'm doing the building of at least part of the build, because part of the build of the closet barn doors in here too. We're going to finish and wrap that up, and then we're going to move into our new bedroom. What do you think? You live in a barn? Now I can say, sort of. Well, let's go in here and see how it turned out. What are you doing? I'm trying to make the bed. Tali Girl thinks I did all this for her. Well, yeah, of course I do, Daddy. It's all about me anyway, Daddy. Tali. Yeah, you got muddy feet. I need to check. Tali, put your legs together. That's not ladylike. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. She is just wreaks havoc everywhere. Alright. She is a star of this show after all, I reckon. Alright, Tali, come on, let's go outside. Come on. Go. Well, I think it turned out pretty good. What do you say?